See that? That's Canada. That's the USA.
There's one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh! Fire brine, baby! There you go, brother.
I love me some Niagara.
There we go.
This fish is just dogging for the bottom, man.
Not ready yet, right?
This is what a steelhead's supposed to fight like right here. This is nice.
Yes, sir! That's why we come to Niagara. Whoop, whoop!
Hi, I'm Tim Roller. Welcome to Pautzke TV. On this episode, co-host Chris Schaefer and myself travel to western New York to fish steelhead on the world-famous Niagara River with Pautzke Pro staffer Frank Campbell, owner of Niagara River Charter Service. Our goal was to test the effectiveness of Pautzke's fire brine on single eggs tied in spawn bags. Our flights arrived in Buffalo in time for us to take in the sights, including the world-famous Niagara Falls, before spending the next 2 days on the river with Frank.
We're ready to take down the Niagara River.
We'll find out.
close to the boat. Can't see it. The water's clear.
Fishing that shallow water, it didn't take you too long.
Oh, I'm all the way at the end, aren't I?
Slow little guy.
It's got some nice colors to it. Beautiful colors to it.
Beautiful little man. Woo!
The skunk is off the boat.
Pretty, look at how pretty.
Beautiful fish, though.
Gorgeous fish. Wow. Almost, it's a hatchery fish. You can tell by the fin being clipped, but almost looks like he's, to the point where he's spawned out.
I think he spawned already?
No, he definitely hasn't, but there's no lack of bait in here as we're seeing. That's your
You just slapped me.
morning wake-up
Said,
call.
welcome to Western New York.
Beautiful fish stories.
Nice.
Absolutely gorgeous. You want to kiss him or anything?
We'll just put him in the net. We'll take a hand shot and as soon as Tim's done with that.
Okay.
Beautiful. Welcome to Western New York. The mighty Niagara.
Mighty Niagara. All right. What separates the Niagara River from other areas that you may have fished is the idea that we have a year-round fishery. It's a world-class year-round fishery. We fish 12 months a year. Today we focused on steelhead, but we also have brown trout, lake trout, king salmon, have trout and salmon available for any time in the month of sometime in September all the way through to June, depending on water temperatures and a couple other variables. That's what makes it kind of unique. There's days when you can actually go out, run some spawn sacks and catch 4 or 5 different species on the same outing. Definitely separates it from a lot of the other areas. One of the things that is unique to the river is that it's such a big body of water. Most people are wowed at the idea that it's a river. It's the size of some of the lakes that they're used to fishing. We have one heck of a water flow coming through here. I mean, upriver about 5 miles, you have Niagara Falls. You're talking about 750,000 gallons per second flowing over the falls and flowing into the river here. So there's areas of the river that are actually a couple 100 feet deep. It averages about a half a mile wide. The current can vary anywhere from a little over a mile an hour to some areas 20 miles an hour.
There we go.
Try to
He was gonna be trouble right from the get-go.
I know, look at him. He still kind of looks like, you want some of this?
Yep,
That's the look he's got.
He's eyeing you up. I'm gonna let him go. Your fish,
Yep.
your honors.
I think he's gonna go pretty easy. Get back in there, buddy. There he goes.
But probably our prime technique is a 3-way swivel setup, running row bags with a 6-foot leader, 7-foot leader of line, and the drop sinker about 8 to 10 inches. The bottom is rocky, big boulders, small boulders, you name it, it's down there. And in order to fish it effectively, you really have to run that 3-way swivel setup in a more vertical pattern, straight up and down. You want your sinker just tapping on the bottom. You let out too much line, you're going to be dragging and you're going to be snagging. Very, very nice. That corky and cured, those eggs cured with the fire brine seem to be the ticket. Got that
That is a pretty fish.
little corky floating. Just, I like to run those when the water's got a little stain to it, and I like to run those cured eggs when we have stain and they milk a little bit better.
Got a lamprey mark on it.
Yep, an old lamprey mark. It's an old one. That fish actually hasn't been in here too long.
A couple of them, yeah.
Yep.
Boy, yeah, she's thick.
Nice fish. It's over 10. That's for sure.
Steelhead. We're gonna get her back in. Beautiful fish though. The colors on that cheek and that sun. Pretty as that. All right, let's get her back in here. There, she's kicking. There she goes. I've got Frank Campbell, Niagara Region Charter Service here with me. We've been fishing with Frank today on the beautiful Niagara River, Western New York. And what we're going to do for our product spotlight this week is talk about Pautzke's newest product. It's just been out a few months, called Fire Brine. Frank, you're using this in an unbelievably simple yet, I mean, you call it idiot proof.
Yes.
And I'm telling you what, guys, especially in the Great Lakes where we use so many row bags, spawn sacks, whatever you want to call them, this is, you're going to love this. Frank, tell us what you're doing.
Basically, Tim, what had happened was you always wanted to have some fresh eggs and some cured eggs. I think, they go hand in hand. You want to have them both. But the cured eggs obviously milk better, things like that. So rather than, take a bunch of fish to, for the eggs, if the guys don't want to eat them, we don't like doing that. So when a guy decides that he wants to take a fish home and eat it or smoke it or whatever, I make sure that I try to keep a female, and I use the eggs up. Mm-hmm. So these eggs sometimes are fresh eggs, usually good for 4 or 5 days max. And then what I do is I either brine them to preserve them, or I'll brine them when I get the fresh eggs and split them up to make sure that I have those milking eggs under conditions when the water's dirty, things like that. As you said, idiot proof. All we basically do, open up a Ziploc bag, pour some fire brine in there. I usually use about a half a bottle. And these the egg sacs that we have here are uncured egg sacs. I'm just dumping them in there, and that's, you know, I don't know if you can get any easier than that.
So you take your fresh eggs, you tie them up, whatever color netting you want. If you want to put, you've got some styrofoam floaties in there for color. Add away. You didn't do anything to the eggs beforehand.
I didn't do nothing. The eggs. The biggest thing with eggs is I found if you handle them right when you get them, you go a long ways in preserving them to start with. The eggs I tied up are floating. Keep them in there for about 24 hours, and they're ready to rock and roll. All you're pretty much doing is straining them and ready to go.
And we saw that this morning before we even took off.
Yep.
You pulled out a couple of Ziplocs, had a strainer.
Exactly.
Take them right out of the liquid. You're good to go. The fire brine comes in a number of different colors.
Yes.
And the longer you leave them in, you're going to soak up that color a little bit more. So you can really kind of turn your eggs any color you want them to. And the good thing about this fire brine, it's not only going to accept the color if you want to mess around with different colors, but obviously like Frank's doing here, it's going to cure your eggs up. It's going to make them last. These eggs now, once they're in that 24, 48 hours, whatever you want to leave them in, I mean, if you take care of them after that, as far as if you're not going to use them, freeze them or something, they're good indefinitely pretty much.
Years, not even years instead of a year. You know, a lot of guys would be worried, hey, I'm going to brine them, I'm going to lose color, but I'm going to tell you what, if I mix these up, there's no way that you can tell the difference. At all. No difference. The cured eggs would actually milk a little bit more.
Yeah, if you want to keep a natural egg color, that's what Pautzke's done with this natural fire brine color. It's a clear, it looks like water in there. There's no color to it. It's not going to do a thing to your eggs as far as color. The nice thing, you know, and Frank alluded to it before, if you've got dirty water conditions, when you're using, especially like the chartreuse color, you're going to put a lot of UV light, not only into the eggs, but into the netting as well. So you're going to get the benefits of that. It's idiot proof, which we love. You know, we keep saying that, but there couldn't be an easier system to take care of your eggs, especially if you're using them in spawn sacks like we do throughout the Great Lakes system.
Exactly. I mean, we have spawn sacks, but you can also do that to skein. I mean, basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut up a little bit of skein that I pre-cut that we kept out of the fish the other day. And it's, you know, 3 or 4 days old, as I said. You can either, after you brine this, I'm just going to put it in the brine. You can either tie it into sacks or use it in a skein loop, you know. And it's similar
principle.
Yeah, same principle. We're going to, you know, add a quarter, half a bottle of the brine, and just shake it up and let it sit. You know, now you have pre-cut pieces of skein that you can put on your skein loop or tie into sacks. You know, the difference between these eggs and those eggs is these eggs are obviously more mature.
Right.
And, you know, as you said, it works on brown eggs, steelhead eggs, salmon eggs.
Anything you're using.
Exactly.
Folks, you got to give fire brine a try. Again, look up Pautzke.com on the web. You're going to find fire brine there. You're going to see all the different colors. This is really how easy it is. Throw it in a bag, put your eggs in, and let it go to work for you.
Exactly.
Thanks, Frank.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim.
Look it up, Pautzke.com.
There's one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh! Yeah, he jumped. He jumped way out of the water.
Probably the fish I just caught. There it is.
Another hand. Fire brine, baby!
reason why I like fire brine, especially this time of the year, is it keeps the eggs the natural color. And the river here, we have pretty clear water, so it's important to match the egg color as close as what's actually in the water. So by using the fire brine, it enhances and keeps the natural color, but it's also a very simplistic process. Good now? Position.
Does it feel like it's got anything to it?
It's definitely a fish.
Oh, well.
That I can guarantee you. After that, I can't guarantee much more. It's probably a steelhead. Nice steelhead.
That's a beaut. That's a beaut.
Nice steely. It's amazing. Some of them are being very nice and hanging out. Some of them are just being ballistic jumpers all over the place. It's amazing the difference from one fish to the next. It's a little bit heavier of a fish too.
Oh! That's a big fish of the trip right
You said
there.
you were going to catch one over 5 today.
It's not in the net, and you have the net.
That's
Those are two things that are variables I can't control. This fish is just dogging for the bottom,
It's
man.
not ready yet, right?
Well, but if he comes up and he wants to play, we'll let him. We'll take him. Definitely don't want to horse a fish like this when you have 8-pound test on and he's more than 8 pounds. They kind of tell you what's going to go on.
That might be the one that I lost twice. Possibly. That is a nice fish.
You ready, Mr. Schaefer?
I'm ready
Yeah,
when
that's
you
a
It's a
low.
legitimate
He's
Niagara
trying to
River
do the
fish.
crocodile
That's a
wall.
low teener there, I think. She's thick.
Yeah, buddy. Here we go.
Yes, sir!
That was an awesome net job. Good job, Chris.
Woo! It's a beauty!
Got it. Beautiful, double-digit female steelhead. Looks like she just came in, but believe it or not, probably not too far from spawning. We're in the month of March, and we have fish in here till sometime in May. We have some pretty doggone good steelhead fishing here in the river. We got a big body of water, and that enables us to have a long, elongated run of fish from November all the way until May or into June. Steelhead fishing, double-digit fish. It's hard to beat. We're gonna let her go. You know, one of the best things about coming to the Niagara River fishing is, yes, we have world-class fishing. Yes, we have, you know, a beautiful area down here at the river, but there's also a lot of history involved in the area. This area was one of the first areas that they came through in their search for the western states, you know, the other Great Lakes. Niagara River was a very, very big part of it. So you have Fort Niagara down at one end of the river on the lower river, and at the upper end of the river you have Niagara Falls. Great place for families to visit. You have everything from the Maid of the Mist, Cave of the Winds, boat rides on the river. You have the fort to visit. You have wine trails. The area was just named one of the top 10 wine trail visits in the country. You have everything from, you know, things for the family to do to nightlife, you know, world-class restaurants, hikes in the gorge, you know, things that aren't real costly, but, you know, nice things to do with the family or with, you know, persons traveling with just a small group.
Welcome to Western New York.
This is what a steelhead's supposed to fight like right here. This is nice.
Skunk is off the boat.
We're gonna get her back in. Beautiful fish up.
I don't think we've had one fish in the 2 days that has been, you know, real dark. Yeah, baby. That's the neat thing. You just never know when you set
Right.
the hook what
Right.
it's going to be.